Hi guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day. Hi, I'm just here today to talk about giving up and holding on and living your life pretty much. Today I made a video earlier on and I end up overwriting it by accident, and there'll be none like that one, but I'll try to get what I had to say out there eventually. So today pretty much, I felt on my heart that I should talk a little about, how important it is to feed ourselves, to feed our mind, to feed our body, to be encouraged day after day, just to stay strong within ourselves, because there is nobody out there to do that for you. Nobody's there to always encourage you, to always be on your back and push you to move forward with your life and make something for yourself. There's nobody out there to do that for you constantly. So we in ourselves have to always make sure that we have some strength left back after we give so much throughout the day, give so much throughout, just to make sure that ends meet, whether it's to take care of, your bills, or whether it's to take care of family or friends or loved ones, whatever it is. You gotta make sure at the end of the day, you save at least 10% for yourself. And with that 10%, you have to encourage yourself spiritually, physically, mentally. You have to encourage yourself to go on, to press on, to keep moving forward. And it's just like, after you go throughout the day with your phone and you make all the phone calls you need to make throughout the day, you do everything that you need to do with your phone throughout the day. You surf the internet, you called, you text, you use a GPS, you did everything you need to do on your phone. And at the end of the day, we have to put our phone on the charger to make sure it's full and ready for the next day. That's what we have to do with ourselves on a daily basis. It's very important to do that to yourself on a daily basis, because what will happen is we'll not charge our phones, or we'll not motivate ourselves, and we'll go on our day-to-day basis, and the phone will just die. In other words, you yourself will just fall apart, and people are going to try to lean on you at that moment, or try to talk to you, or you may need to make an important decision and you can't because you're so full, you're dying. You're dying emotionally, you're dying physically, you're dying mentally, you're drained. You have no strength to go on. And that happens to people normally when we don't take care of ourselves. We don't encourage ourselves enough. We don't take that 10%, to tell ourselves that you're handsome, you're beautiful, you're strong. You can do it. You made it this far and you have a lot more to go, but you can do it. We don't take the time to strategize and make, a plan on how to get to the next level. We don't take the time out to do these things. We tend to neglect ourselves a lot as human beings, and that's very, very bad. That's terrible. Whether you say, okay, I'd rather rest later and work hard now so I can enjoy things later. That's good, but you still got to take time out to smell the roses, as they say. Take the time out to realize that what you see today is not going to be there tomorrow. Yes, we may work hard now so we can enjoy life later, but what if later you go blind? What if all the hard work that you put in, you don't get the time to, you get crippled. You don't have the strength to walk outside anymore and just enjoy life walking. You don't experience these things because you didn't take the time out to look around and appreciate what you have now. it's very important to do so. It's very important to take the time out every now and then and look in the sky and see the stars. It's very important for you to take at least one day out of your summer days and just walk by the water and look at God's creation and include yourself in all of this. I'm alive. I was made to be a part of all of this. I'm special. I feel appreciated. I feel loved. If nobody else in the world love me, there's a God and I'm loved. And He made me to realize all these things. It's very vital for us to take the time out to see that we have a purpose. Now, saying that, I also want to take the time out to tell you that it's our job also to make sure that people that we see on a day-to-day basis are somebody that we see once in a lifetime. That when you have a connection with them, it's a positive connection. At the end of the day, you didn't plant any bad seed in the person's life. Whether it's a child, an older adult, or your age group. You want to make sure that your mark that you left was tremendous. It made a difference in a positive way, not a negative way. And sometimes we never know that we're making negative decisions and, planting negative seeds in people's life. But it's our duty to make sure that we're not leaving a negative mark. We're not planting a negative seed. And at the end of the day, at the end of your lifetime, you know that people could come and they could appreciate the fact that they met you today. The fact that they came across you today. It doesn't involve you having a long conversation with the person and explaining that they must stay strong and be motivated. And it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be a smile. Because nowadays when you smile at people, you're flirting. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It could be how you handle a situation. It could be how you handle somebody else. It could just be how you walk with authority. It could be how you have so much motivation and you're always smiling. Everything that we do is supposed to leave a positive vibe onto somebody else. Sometimes we often get distracted by life's problem and we feel distracted and we feel offended and we feel miserable and we feel weak and we don't want to go to. That's because we didn't charge ourselves at night. We didn't take that 10 minutes to tell ourselves that life is good. It may be hard now, I may be struggling now, I feel like I can't make it now, but life is good. And as long as I'm alive, I can do it. We need to do that. It's very important for us to do that as human beings. We need to motivate ourselves and motivate others and be encouraged, stay encouraged. It's very important for us to do that, and I advise you to take the time out of the day and do so, and just make sure that life runs smooth for you and the other person. Today you might feel like you need to give up and you need to let go and you're gonna kill yourself, or you can't bother with life anymore. I'm here to tell you that the only time you will lose is when you give up. And when you think that you'll quit and you'll kill yourself and you'll give up on life and the person who hurt you will feel the pain, that is a lie. They'll keep living. They won't feel a thing. And if they do feel something, it's just for a while. And they'll keep living. You gotta live for you. You can give You can lend. You can help. But don't give 100%. Think about yourself in the process. You know, I used to believe that if you're going to do something, do it and don't think about, oh, what about me? Am I going to be okay? What am I getting out of this? You know, don't do that. If you're going to do it from your heart. I was wrong. Do it from your heart. Make sure it's genuine. But make sure you count how it's going to affect you at the end of the day, because you are important. You have to live with you. You have to go home and face your decision. You have to cry at night. You have to smile. You gotta eat. You gotta tell yourself, I am gonna make it, even though everything crumbled after I gave my 100%. Don't do that. Give, but keep in your mind that when you give, you have yourself locked in a cage, locked in a box, that you can lend and you can stretch and you could reach and you could give a hand. But at the end of the day, you're covered, you're secure. Nothing can touch your box. You have a high and proof around you. Nothing can hit you. If they decide to tell you, I don't want your hands, let me go, or they try to steal you or drag you out of the cage and blow up your shell or whatever you need to do. No. I lend you my hand. You're good. Okay, thank you. Take yourself back and push forward. Because when you give yourself to people and they don't want you anymore, they don't need your help anymore, they're gone. And because you gave you 100%, you have to rebuild yourself again. And that rebuilding process, it is hard. It is hard. It is hard. It takes time. It takes pain. It takes days of you worrying. It takes confusion. It's a hard process. So don't just go and give out your 100%, not keeping yourself protected. You must protect yourself. Protect yourself for you. Protect yourself for your future. Protect yourself and stay encouraged so you can encourage others. You can't help somebody when you need help. Take the time out to love yourself. Take the time out to smell the roses. Keep a balance that you don't have to recharge throughout the day when you're needed the most. Have a lovely day. Be encouraged. Think on things that are good and wonderful or magnificent. Keep a clear mind that you can function positive and better throughout the day. And remember, everything that you do will take an effect on somebody's life, positive or negative. Try to build a positive one. Have a good day. Stay blessed. God love you. If anybody else don't love you, keep them.